Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bootleg Racing League, where we're bringing the excitement and intensity of American short track racing to the world of sim racing. Tonight, we're coming to you from Irwindale Speedway, one of the most thrilling and prestigious racing destinations in the world. I am Ryan Seneca, and with me up in the booth is Matt Hoos, and we're excited to bring you the action from this venue. Over the years, Irwindale Speedway has hosted some of the biggest names in iRacing, including NASCAR legends like Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch. It has also been the site of numerous exciting events, including drifting competitions and drag races. But tonight, all eyes are on the track as drivers from the Bootleg Racing League come together to battle it out in high-stakes, high-speed race. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready for a night of heart-pumping action here at Irwindale Speedway. Matt, what can you tell me about what's in store for us tonight?
Well, Ryan, located in the heart of Southern California, we have Irwindale Speedway. It's a half-mile banked oval that offers a unique challenge for your racing experience. With the high banks and tight turns, the track demands precision and skill from drivers to make for a thrilling race every time. And what's going to be happening here tonight is this is the street stock division. We have no tire changes allowed in this. We're about 78 degrees, partly cloudy today, so the track's not too hot at this point, but I expect it to rise a little bit, so cars could get a little slick here, and you're going to see them running the preferred line up top most of the way today, right?
Sounds like a great time. All right, we got a few minutes here left in practice, so let's take a quick look at the championship standings. This is round 7 of 11. So far, Jeffrey Harden is holding on to the lead with 216 points. Donnie Moore and Lowell Jewell are all within 5 points of him, though, so it's still very much up for grabs. Trey Bloom and Joe Segala are still fighting over 4th, only 2 points dividing them up. And the rest of the drivers, as you can see, Bruce Pearson, Matt Hoos, who's up in the booth with me and going to fall further down in the standings, Steve Hilbert, who I don't believe is here tonight, Thomas Hilbert, and Kurt Smith round out your top 10. Now, with the Street Stock Series being only 40 laps, unlike most longer races where you'd see cars tend to single file out and wait for someone to make a mistake, 40 laps go by very quickly, and these drivers can't afford to just wait for an opportunity. So I think you're going to see a lot of aggressive moves, especially early on. What do you think about that, Matt?
Yeah, I agree, Ryan. I think in these short races, you can't afford to sit back and wait. For example, in our super late model race we had last night, that was 200 laps. That's a totally different animal. These guys just have to go for it from the beginning.
As we see Donnie Moore there losing it coming out of turn 2, like you were talking about, Matt, the tires get very, very slick, very, very loose, and you're going to have a lot of cars spinning out on corner exit. You see here we got about 1 minute left in practice, and Jason Menda is timing the ego sheets, as we like to call them, with a fast lap of 19.733. We have some of the fast names out here tonight. Donnie Moore, Jason Menda. We have Jeffrey Harden, who is our most consistent driver of the season so far. He's had 1 win at Lucas Oil Raceway and 3 other podium finishes. Of the 6 races in the book so far, we have 6 different winners. So it really is up for grabs tonight. It could be anyone's race. Lowell Jewell, another fast competitor. He's finished 3 podiums so far, with one of them being a 2nd place last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. So we're excited to see what Lowell Jewell can pull off tonight with Thunder Ridge Racing. And with that, practice has come to a close. We'll get set while the drivers start to grid up to go green. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this race here tonight, Ryan. I think if you look at the timesheets, all these guys are really close in time. This whole race is up for grabs. This should be a really good one.
Oh, yeah, I expect them to put on a great show, as always. Let's go to the grid. We see Tom Hilbert there on the pole. Robert Lang going to be to his outside. Row number 2, Chris Hazlett and Joe Segala. Row 3, Chris Davis and Donnie Moore. Row 4, Kurt Smith And Steve Hilbert, correction, I said earlier he's not here. He is here tonight. Then we got row 5 is going to be Jeffrey Harden and Lowell Jewell. Row 6, Jason Menda and Bruce Pearson. And rounding out tonight's field is Kevin Nunn in the 64. 13 drivers on the track tonight. Kind of a small field compared to what we normally see. I think contributing to that is the fact that Irwindale is not a favorite track for some drivers.
Yeah, I think you got to think some of the guys to watch here tonight. You know, you got Menda back there, of course. He was fast in practice, so he's going to be trying to make some passes here on the start. That's the best time to make passes here at Irwindale, is to try to dive to the bottom in turn 1 and try to make a couple passes at once. Then you got the guys trying to race for the point championship. So they're trying to be safe, but they're trying to get to the front in a hurry.
Yeah, as we mentioned, 40 laps, not a lot of time to make things happen. And at Irwindale, position is king. So you'll see drivers like Tom Hilbert, Ronald Lang, who aren't normally out in the front pack. They're going to be holding their own because it's very hard to pass in these tracks. There we go. We have gone green. A good jump from Hilbert as he jumps out front and slots in front of Lang. You see Chris Davis going 4 wide back there, and we have contact with Chris Hazlip. I think that was Kurt Smith. No caution. The race is still under green. And Chris Davis is not wasting any time going after Donnie Moore.
Yeah, and iRacing here, Chris spun off of the track down into the infield there. And if you're off the racing surface, iRacing don't throw cautions all the time with that.
Yeah, and with the giant infield that this track has, there's a lot of real estate where it would not consider you on the racing surface. Here we have Joe Segala making a look to the inside of Lang, looking to take second place away. Chris Davis right behind. Joe's got to be careful with the top line being preferred. When Joe goes low trying to get under Lang, that gives Davis an opportunity to block him off and pin him down there. Looks like Segala does have the speed to get around, but that momentum on the top line is a hard thing to beat. Further back in the pack, you can already see Menda. He's up 5 spots into 6th place, and he's going after Donnie Moore. So, as you said earlier, Matt, Jason Menda is not wasting any time. He wants the win.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, though, too.
We have Lang hard into the wall. Collected Menda. Collected Moore. Collected Harden. Collected Steve Hilbert. It collected half the field.
That certainly changes the order of this race.
And that definitely did bring out a caution. So let's go back and see what happened there. I saw Lang go hard into that outside wall. Let's back up. I think we missed the moment of impact here. Yeah, you see, I think that was actually net code between Lang and Segala, because I didn't see any actual contact, but Lang shot up into that outside wall, and just all these cars behind, these drivers could not avoid.
Yeah, unfortunately, net code is a byproduct of our sim racing that happens once in a while. For those that don't know, that's there'll be a gap between the cars, and you might not. Yep, there it was, the gap right there. That's iRacing predicting that the cars are going to get together, and there's like a slight cushion there. It's something in the digital code that makes it think that you're going to have a wreck when you might really not.
Yeah, and for sim racers, that's our equivalent to a mechanical error. You know, our engines can't, have a bad part on them, but our internet connection can fail. We can have net code incidents where there was no contact, but the simulator thought there was. Things can still go wrong outside of the driver's control, just like in the real world. So that's just our battle we have to fight. Tom Hilbert did a great job holding the lead over Joe Segala. Joe Segala is up 2 spots into second place. Further back, we have Chris Davis up 2 spots into third. Lowell Jewell up 6 spots into fourth. Bruce Pearson and Kevin Nunn tied for the big mover, both up 7 spots, running in 5th and in 6th.
This restart will be interesting here. You got Hilbert up there. He decides when to go, and he's got to get a jump on Segala to get to that outside preferred line, because if not, Segala's going to take the lead.
I'm interested to see if Chris Davis tries to go low under Segala or tries to get slotted in. And Thomas Hilbert gets on the loud pedal, and they are off. See, Segala got a good run. Chris Davis is trying to stay low. I'm surprised by that, actually, because he could get freight trained. See, Lowell Jewell is not wasting any time getting tight up on Segala's bumper, making sure Chris can't slide up in there. And yep, Segala has cleared ahead of Davis. Now it looks like Lowell Jewell is going to do the same. And Davis might find himself in a pickle here if he can't get up in front of Pearson. Hilbert is taking a lower line than I would expect, unless he is trying to block off both lanes. Maybe he sees the advance from Davis and he's running a little more defensively. Battle for second, battle for fourth, running 2 by 2. Everyone else in the field has mostly single filed out. You got a battle further back with Kurt Smith and Donnie Moore. Jason Menda trying to advance but blocked off. And Chris Davis actually got a nose ahead of the leader. He was in the lead for half a second, but couldn't outdo Hilbert's just bare momentum coming out of the corner. You see that momentum Hilbert carries, where Davis can get a nose ahead, but he cannot clear just from that top line being so dominant here. Although Hilbert looks like he's getting real loose. That was a little door banging going on there. Pearson managed to get around all of them. He's up to third. As Jason Menda, here he comes again. Damaged car and all. Bruce Pearson up 9 positions and actively closing on our leaders. Looks like Davis is officially cleared in the lead. Yep, there he goes, slotting up in front of Hilbert as Pearson tries to go low. I think they're seeing that Hilbert's struggling with tires here, and everyone's just trying to get around him while they can before their tires start to show wear.
Yeah, I think with Hilbert getting loose there, he's heated them tires up, and now he can't have a chance to cool them off because he's under so much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, with all those guys staring in your mirror, if you made your right front angry, it's just going to be angry at you. And Hilbert goes way high. He barely keeps up the wall, but they are 3 wide. Well, Harden had the sense to back out of that mess. He saw what was coming. He didn't want any piece of it. As Hilbert continues to fall back, looks like Menda got loose there and shot down the track catching it. Bruce Pearson, he is fast tonight. He is up 10 spots, and he is not letting Chris Davis get away. I think Davis might have made his tires a little angry getting to the front the way he did. Oh, and I just saw Menda go down into the grass.
Yep, Menda lost it.
Yep, Menda down the tires. No caution. Race still under green. So his night might just be over.
He was racing that bottom groove for so long, I think he just heated his tires up. On this track, it's getting hot.
Yeah, and again, with a race this short, I mean, if you fall back off the lead lap, your race is basically over. There's no catching back up in a 40-lap event. Look at the pressure Pearson is putting on Davis. And we do have a caution out. Looks like something happened to Chris Hazlip further back in the field. Let's take a look. There's Hazlip and Hilbert. Hazlip goes low, Hilbert goes high. Okay, Hazlip came back up the track, and it looked like he had to lift. Maybe he was loose, and Lang had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he come up off the bottom of the track there. Most likely got loose. When you come off the bottom, it tends to get loose. I was doing that earlier in practice, and
yeah,
he checked up, and whoever it was there couldn't.
Yeah, it looked like Hilbert just scrubbed a whole lot of speed, and Lang was coming quick up behind and had no time to react to that. So unfortunate for Lang. Looks like he is still outrunning. Hazlip also is outrunning, back to 11th. And now, with Pearson showing that much speed, he's also going to be starting on the outside. So if Pearson is able to match the jump off the green with Davis, he could have the lead. If he can keep a nose to the outside of Davis and prevent him from coming back up the track, Davis might find himself in trouble.
We have less than half of this race to go, so it's go time for sure now. These guys, they ain't going to hold nothing back anymore. If they were before.
Well, yeah, just that fast. We're halfway done. So if these guys were saving anything for the end, it's the time. Let's see what you got. You don't have much time to do it. You got Joe Segala. He's running third, having a good, strong race. Lowell Jewell holding on to fourth, still up 6 spots from where he started.
Where are our points contenders right now in this race? I don't have that stat with me.
Well, our points leaders, right now it is Jeffrey Harden who's running in 5th. He's currently leading in the points. Donnie Moore is right behind him, and he's 2nd in the points. Lowell Jewell is 3rd in the points, and he's ahead of Harden and Moore. So
yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so if they finish as they are right now, Lowell Jewell and Donnie Moore will be tied for 2nd place, and only 2 points behind Jeffrey Harden.
Yeah, so they're racing for points right now, but they're all close to the lead right now too, so that'd be a hard decision right now.
Oh, I guarantee they are keeping tabs on where each other are throughout this. Yeah, when you're this close to the front, though, do you fight for points, or do you just want that checkered flag? Personally, I want that flag.
I agree with that.
All right, here they are, doubled up, ready to go. Pace car is off, going into turn 3. Chris Davis in command of the field. Let's see what kind of jump he can get. He's on the pedal. There goes Pearson, not able to stay alongside of him. Oh, there was a huge checkup from Davis. I don't know what caused that. A little contact there, but everyone keeps running, and now Joe Segala is door to door with Pearson after that. Here comes Jeffrey Harden, getting up alongside, fighting for 4th place with Jewell. Segala trying to hang in there, but I don't think he'll be able to do it against Pearson. Pearson's had a lot of speed all night, and he has just climbed right up through this field like it wasn't even there. Yep, see, now 81 starting to drop back. Here comes Jewell along the outside. Donnie Moore following him through. Yep, they have plans of putting Harden down in the points. It is worth mentioning that Donnie Moore and Lowell Jewell are teammates, so they might be actually working together to make this happen. Oh, contact with the 81. Hard into the tires, which again, as it's already happened to 2 other drivers tonight, that is not going to bring out a caution. Let's see if he can get turned around on the track safely. He does, and he continues running. Good on him for that. Good sportsmanship. As here comes our leader, Chris Davis. All right, you see Segala down there staying low, trying not to interfere with the lead battle. And again, Pearson is not letting Davis get away, but as we said earlier, it's really hard to pass at Irwindale, and Pearson just cannot find a way around. He can get low, he can get alongside, but that momentum on corner exit is going to win every time, and Davis has control of that. Ironically, for a driver known as Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis, there's no reason to be aggressive tonight. He's out front. He's got nothing but open track ahead of him. He's just kind of hanging out and running laps.
Yeah, he's running a smooth race out there tonight. I feel at this track here, if he can just keep running that line, he's going to be real hard to pass.
Yeah, he definitely has the speed tonight where if you can get up to him, that's one thing. getting around him is a whole different animal. And I think Pearson is realizing that. You got Lowell Jewell, Donnie Moore running third and fourth, ahead of our points leader, Jeffrey Harden. Oh, it looked like Pearson was starting to look low. He might be getting a little impatient.
We're getting down here to 5 to go. He might be setting him up for a last lap pass here, like some sudden dive down across the bottom to try to beat him to the start-finish line, like we saw last night in the late models, or the super lates.
Or Pearson could be baiting him, trying to make him go low to block so he can have a chance of getting that high line away. And I think it's working. You see Davis went lower that lap. Davis is definitely keeping an eye in the mirror of who's running where. Yeah, Davis is going lower to block him off. I think that might be what Pearson's trying to do, is bait him into going low and opening up that preferred lane. Because diving down like Davis is doing, that's going to make his tires real hot real fast. Yeah, again, Davis goes real low. Pearson stayed up high, and you can see that momentum just closed him right back up since Pearson did not go low with him. Oh, we got Jewell going low, too. Jewell is tired of watching these two play back and forth. He wants a piece.
He's got to be careful trying to look under Pearson there, because if he goes low, then that opens the top for Donnie to take third away.
All right, coming around, Barney the flagman puts 2 fingers up, 2 laps to go. This is now or never time. It looks like Chris Davis, this is his race to lose. As long as he runs consistent, I think he just has the car tonight to do it. Pearson's now under a lot of pressure from Jewell and from Moore, who are both right on his bumper. One mistake from Pearson, he's going to drop down multiple spots as Jewell takes another look to the inside. Oh, there we go. Donnie Moore saw it, and he's taking it. Moore is going high to block Jewell off. Just like you said he would, Matt. Oh, and Harden's going low now. They're all just taking whatever they can get, going for any inch. And there, you see Chris Davis come around to take that checkered flag. We got Pearson, we got Jewell, Moore, Harden. Your top 5. Alright, we're going to take a quick break, let iRacing timing and scoring catch up, and we'll be right back with your race results. Don't go anywhere. And we are back, and here are your race results. Taking tonight's checkered flag was Chris Davis with Team CDR. Coming home second, Bruce Pearson. Third, fourth, and fifth, those are your 3 points leaders right now. Lowell Jewell, Donnie Moore, and Jeffrey Harden. Sixth place was Kurt Smith. Seventh, Kevin Nunn. Thomas Hilbert came home in 8th. Ronald Lang came home in 9th, and Joe Segala will round out your top 10. 11th place was Steve Hilbert. 12th, Chris Hazlip. And Jason Menda with a really great start and just lost it in the middle of the race. Comes home dead last in 13th. And with that, we have no drivers opting to be interviewed, so Matt, what are your impressions from what we just saw tonight, and what do you think it could mean going into the late model stocks later on tonight in Virtual Grip Network?
Well, I think we had a good race tonight for Irwindale Speedway. Irwindale is predominantly a top groove track, but the inside was working on the starts and restarts, and you just had to be careful, watch your tires, and some guys found that out. They stayed down there too long, and it bit them. But I think we're going to have about the same results in the late model race later.
Yeah, I think that's a couple guys got the raw end of the deal tonight, where the caution didn't come out when they slid down the track, which is unfortunate for them. And I think Pearson learned the hard way that battling too hard, you're just going to put heat in those tires, and that's not going to help the case, as Davis was able to pull away the last couple laps. But all in all, I think this was a great job. The drivers did an excellent job on a very technical and difficult track to run. And for the most part, I'm looking forward to Virtual Grip tonight at 8:55 p.m. from this track. That being said, if you did like what you saw tonight, make sure you check it out again next week, May 20th at 7:10 p.m. Eastern for Round 8 of the BRL Street Stock Series, this time from Southern National Speedway. That should be a great showing too. Everything you've seen and heard tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group, home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, visit them at skiddercreek.com. This has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators such as myself and Matt a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim racing broadcasting. If you've ever wondered if you have what it takes to commentate live races, this is your chance to get some experience with no pressure. Just show up and talk. It's that simple, guys. If interested in getting in on the fun, visit bootlegracingleague.com to find out how. Now, from all of us here on the BRL TV crew, thank you for watching, and have a great night.